Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On that note, Doctor, you've been very transparent, right?
I believe so.
I mean, talk about that process. I mean, how transparent you have to be to get to this point today.
Well, there was a massive disclosure of basically every single share of everything that I own, and that process took a number of weeks, and I would describe it as a colonoscopy with a small bowel follow-through. And everything is out there, and basically I will have essentially no privacy when the Office of Government Ethics chooses to release that form. But that's okay. I'm proud of everything that I've done, and I'm more than happy to acknowledge that I've agreed to divest or resign from everything. And so I, again, was given the option not to resign from everything, and I chose to resign from everything because I want to ensure independence. This is not a job I'm taking to audition for my next job. This is a job I'm doing to serve the American public. I believe in more cures and meaningful treatments, healthy food for children, and rebuilding the public trust. So, Senator, I can commit to you that I am absolutely dedicated to that mission, and I am not there to audition for a future job.
Yeah, I appreciate that because this is so important. I mean, you've been nominated for this position because you're incredibly accomplished. Your background perfectly fits the role that you're about to take, and you bring experiences and success to the table to be the new head of the FDA and change it. Because you've talked about this. You mentioned in your testimony that healthcare has become too fragmented, too cold, and too corporate, right? I mean, and you're going to go there to shake that up and change that. The Make America Healthy Again movement that was a big part of giving this president a giant mandate with Secretary Kennedy and others who are coming to the table, the role that you're going to play is really important to that, to disrupt it. And I think we all agree that, I think the American people agree that the medical establishment, often condescending toward the American people, is something that we have to disrupt and change. Can you talk about how you're going to do that at the FDA?
Thank you, Senator. And I do agree 100% that for the first time ever, President Trump and Secretary Kennedy had moms that were Republican, Democrat, Independent come out and vote because they care deeply about the health of our nation's children. They want to see healthier food for children. They want to see an industry that has, they want to see an FDA that is independent of corporate influence, but at the same time working with partnerships around the country to facilitate not just be in a receive-only mode. So one of my goals is to ensure that the FDA maintains its scientific integrity and that we can do what we can to contribute to the Make America Healthy Again spirit.
Very good. Clinical and non-clinical testing are both very important parts of FDA's drug approval process. How do we modernize that process, modernize testing?
Well, first of all, there are steps in the regulatory process where we can take a look and ask, do we need to use the same processes that we've been using? Infant formula, for example, has had the same recipe for the last 40 years. And so with the exception of selenium, which was added in 2015, for 40 years we're requiring infant formula companies to use a standard recipe that was developed back when the food pyramid was misleading Americans and basically government misinformation. Can we take another look at that? Can we create other ways in which new products can be brought to market safely? Can we look at real-world data from European products? The more competition, the more resiliency in the supply chain and the lower the risk of a shortage in the future. So does an infant formula need to go through the same process as a new drug, or can we look at real-world data and work with the companies to figure out a smarter way that uses both trusted science and common sense, which is a theme I would like if confirmed.
I want to work with you on that. The FDA is starting to allow patients to choose whether they want prescription drug instructions on paper or digitally. Seems like common sense. But medical device instructions are still required to be on paper. Would you support changing that requirement?
Senator, my understanding is that's a requirement set by Congress, and I would be more than happy to work with you and members of Congress to take a look at that.
You have an opinion on it?
I've heard arguments on both sides. One thing that people have raised is that on one hand, it may be a waste of paper. It's a lot of paper. On the other hand, seniors may not go to a website to look at the information. So I think there are arguments on both sides. I would welcome the opportunity to work with you on reforming.
Thank you.
that
I
area.
yield back.
Senator Banks, thank you.